In R.C. Sproul's book, Faith Alone, the Evangelical Doctrine of Justification, it says, quote, "The unity that was once tacitly assumed to exist among professed evangelicals does not, in fact, exist." One repercussion of ECT, that's Evangelicals and Catholics Together, that document, is that it has revealed a serious disunity among evangelicals on the question of justification and the nature of Rome. Charles Colson is convinced that evangelicals who participated in drafting ECT gave nothing away and did not compromise the gospel. Others, including myself, believe that the document seriously compromises the gospel and negotiates away the very heart of historical evangelicalism. I may be wrong, Colson may be wrong. One thing is absolutely certain: there is serious disagreement about this question. Prison fellowship, that was Charles Colson's ministry, being someone who spent some time in jail and came to know Christ and then started prison fellowship. Prison fellowship clearly affirms sola fide, justification by faith alone, in its doctrinal statement. How does this square with its president's signing of ECT? Likewise, I wonder if Campus Crusade for Christ, Bill Bright's ministry, affirms justification by faith alone as an essential element of the gospel. The shadow is now cast not merely over evangelical organizations and institutions, but over the doctrine of justification itself. There is confusion over the doctrine with respect to both its content and its essential character. When ECT was announced in the press, Timothy George was quoted in Christianity Today as saying that the Reformation doctrine of sola fide was duly affirmed by the document. An editorial in the Southern Florida Baptist magazine likewise declared that the document affirmed the Reformation doctrine of justification. I found such statements surprising when ECT never once even mentions justification by faith alone, nor affirms it in any way. The light of the Reformation is waning. The historic view is in danger of being eclipsed by the current confusion about it. Perhaps the best thing that will come from ECT is that the controversy it provokes may result in a fresh study of justification and in a reaffirmation of the Reformation. Controversies usually generate much heat, but out of that heat, the light often emerges. The light of the biblical gospel is more important than historical alliances. Okay, let's chew on that sentence for a moment here. The light of the gospel is more important than historical alliances. I want to say it's also more important than friendship. It's also more important than relationships. It's also more important than denominational affiliation. It's more important than your life. It's more important than my life. It's more important than my marriage, than the souls of my children. It is far more important than any manifestation of co-belligerency on social and political matters. Thank you, Dr. Sproul. Appreciate that. You understood that. Nobody today apparently does. The gospel is more important than co-belligerency. Than saying, okay, well, Chesterton and Tolkien, okay, they were Roman Catholics, but they're really good on social issues. If they're wrong on the gospel, we can't affirm them as Christians, can we? No, says Sproul. The gospel is the veritable power of God to save.